Here we are. We're going to start this $20,000 quarter and half-dollar hunt for errors, varieties, and of course silver. And let's see what we're going to find. I'll give you a update box by box as we go through, unless we're going to find something incredibly rare or a bunch of silver in a row. We'll let you know. Well, the first box pretty much was a skunk box, and you'll have to excuse my parrot in the background. We're looking for errors and varieties. The only thing we really came across: no silver, no W's, no varieties, one foreign. Got a 10 pence from the UK. All right, so box number 2, from here on out, I'm going to change up how I'm going to do this. I'm just going to pull out the potential error and variety, you know, the Wisconsin, the Homestead, the Wyoming, Minnesota, etc. And I'll go through those at the end and then have a summary. So box 2 was a fantastic box. We had a UAE, that's a 1 dirham, or well, yeah, 1 dirham, which is the equivalent of about 25 cents. 1964, 90% silver quarter. Had a Lowell W mint mark 2019, and I don't know if you can see the reflectivity off of this. This is a 1966 Philadelphia quarter. I believe it is a SMS, the special mint set. The way that it looks, it does not look polished. And so I think that's what that is. So I'm going to just put it in the proof column. No W's, but no foreigns. However, got another 90% 1964 Washington quarter. Box number 4, fantastic. Have a Commonwealth of Bahamas 25 cents. A Canadian quarter 1968, which I believe is the last year for the 50% silver, and I'll double check that, but I believe that's correct. A War in the Pacific W, a 2003 S proof Illinois, it's clad, and 1963 90% silver, and it has good details. It's just really kind of nasty looking, something on it. So anyway, that's a pretty good box. Let's keep going here. Box number 5, 1 single silver, 1957 Philadelphia quarter. Also found a really clean 1966, but that's going back. Well, you're looking at my finds for box 6. There's nothing. Got skunked. So on to box number 7. Well, box 7 was a bust. Found a gold-plated quarter, and that's about it. Here we go, on to number 8. Box number 8 finally got something. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather here. Have a 1957 Denver silver 90% quarter, and I believe it's a War in the Pacific 2019 W. Let me flip it over here. Yes, War in the Pacific. Box number 9, not a bad box. 2 1964 Denvers and a Bahama 25 cent piece. Well, box number 10 was a skunker. Not a thing. So on to number 11. Well, number 11 is also a skunker. So we'll move on to 12, and I hope things get a little better here. That's 2 in a row with nothing. Well, box number 12, we ended up with 1 W, a Lowell, and it's in pretty good shape. Probably MS62 or something like that. It's on the lower end, and not anything special, but kind of noteworthy. Got 2 pretty good condition 1983 Denvers, and there were no
no sets or anything that year, so these are pretty hard to find in good condition. And an uncirculated or nearly uncirculated 1977. So at least that ends our cold streak of not getting anything. So let's move on. Well, box number 13, yet again another stinker, but did have a couple notable things. Pretty nice little tone 1967 Philadelphia, and a nice strike through 1996 Philadelphia. I'll set that one aside. That's a pretty good one there. But nothing else to speak of on this box. No silver, no foreigns, no W's, and no proofs. Well, box number 14 have one W, and it is a War in the Pacific, I believe. Yes, and it's in pretty good condition. No crazy scratches across there, but it's probably still on the lower, the MS63 ish, something like that. Definitely not high grade. Speaking of high grade, found a pretty good condition 1982 Denver. As I've said earlier, there were no proof sets, uncirculated sets in 1982 and 1983, so the ones in circulation were hoarded early on, and so that makes finding a high grade such as this, or finding something uncirculated in circulation, is just really hard. So this is a definitely one worth keeping in that kind of condition. All right, box 15 have one proof, Mississippi clad, and it's pretty toasty. Found an interesting, I guess like a dryer coin. You can see the edge of it there. It's pretty beat up. Anyway, that's all for this box. On to the next one. Box number 16. We had one W. It's a Lowell, and it's in pretty good condition. So that's all we've got to report there. Let's move on to 17. My noisemaker here, Wino, wouldn't be quiet for this video, so I had to bring her over here. So say hi to everyone, Wino. Wino, give me a kiss. You give me a kiss? Okay, guess not. All right, next box. Box 17, one silver, 1964, Philadelphia, in not very terrible shape other than it being a little dirty and having a little environmental damage there, but otherwise not bad. Box 18 had one 2019 W, and it is a War in the Pacific, and it's in pretty good condition. Well, box 19 was outstanding. We found, and I completely I completely forgot about these. Business Strike, S Mint, San Francisco Mint, 2018 Voyagers. I found 8 of them. Every single one of them is Voyagers. It's almost like somebody decided to take their collection to the bank. There's many others from 2012 forward, but that's all we found there. And most of them look in pretty good shape. Found 3 90% silvers, a 56 Philly, a 59 Denver, and a 64 Philly, and a Panama 25-cent Balboa. And I've never seen one with a colored flag or anything like that. I've only seen the Balboas in half dollars, medio Balboas, but that's Panama. So I hope this keeps up. Maybe there's more of these in the last box. All right, well, the box number 20, the fun continues, have more San Francisco Business Strike. Has 14 Apostle Islands 2018 and 3 2017 Frederick Douglass. And they're in decent condition. They're probably, mint state 64, 65. And, excuse me, and also two more W's, War in the Pacific. This is the only box that had two W's in it. All the rest either had none or one. And a foreign, a 1979 Canadian quarter. And so that's worth about 17 cents and non-silver. Okay, so final wrap up after going through $10,000 worth of quarters. You tell me if it's worth it, but we found 11 90% silver quarters, 7 foreign. This would be from the UK, Canada. One's a 1968, which I believe is silver, 50% silver if I'm not mistaken. That is from the United Arab Emirates, and 3 from the Bahamas, which I like that one. That's kind of cool. And then we found 9 W's. 3 were Lowell and 6 were War in the Pacific. Nothing else. No AMPs, no San Antonio missions, nothing. No Frank Church, River of No Return. So that's kind of unusual, kind of odd. Found 2 San Francisco mint proofs, and then one, I believe, is a special mint set, and I have a regular 66 next to it to show you the comparison. I don't believe it's clean. I think it's a different strike, it's a different finish. I'm going to go pull my album out and look at my SMS, my special mint set from 66, and see if it compares. And then the big surprise in here, which I didn't expect to see these in circulation. There's 25 San Francisco Mint business strike quarters, and they are from 2018 and a couple from 2017. And it looks like someone just took some of their collection to the bank and they got mixed up in here. All of those were found in 2 boxes. So anyway, I'm going to go over the errors and varieties that I find right at the end of this video, because I've got a whole lot to look through under the scope, and I'll report from there. So if you could, tell me in the comments what you think about this. Would you do this? Would you spend the time to go through this many quarters for this type of return? So I also did this with $10,000 worth of halves. So if you look at my other videos, you'll see that and see what kind of silver and foreigns and things like that we find in the half dollars. So if you could, give me a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to this channel. Trying to grow this channel. It's relatively new for me to do this on YouTube. However, there are many others out there doing that. I'm well aware of that. I would like to do more of this. So if you guys like what you see, please consider subscribing. And thanks for watching. We will see you next time.